Hi, today we're going to show you how to use Google Forms, getting started with the basics. To use Forms, you need to have a Google account. Once you have your Google account in Gmail set up, you can access your Drive by clicking the square icon up here and clicking Drive, or by going to a Google search, and you can access your Drive here, or you can also access it when you log in. This will be on any page that you log in if you're using Google Chrome. This is your Google Drive, and everyone's is going to look a little bit different. And what you're going to have to do is go to Create, and you can start your form by clicking Form, and it has a green icon. The first thing that's going to happen is you're going to get a little pop-up window that's going to ask you to title your form and pick out a theme. If it's your first time doing this, you might get a little introduction on how to use the forms. The first thing you're going to want to do is title your form, because Google automatically saves everything. So you want to make sure you title it right away, or you'll have a bunch of untitled forms. And then select a background. They have a variety to pick from. Depending on your Gmail account, the form settings is going to be different. You might be able to have people taking the survey log in with a Gmail account, but if you're using your own private email account, you're not going to have as many options. The first thing I do is I always have my students type in their first and last name, and I do that by selecting a text box. So click Text, ask the question. I'm just going to be their first name. Make it a required question so they don't forget to do it. Add another item to do their last name. Make it a required question. I do this in two separate questions because I can sort the answers later by first and last name. Plus, some kids will forget to type in their last name. Then I can add the questions that I want to. I click Add Item, and I'm going to be given a box to start typing my questions. I can choose the question, and the kids can either choose from, or I can choose to have it be a written answer, multiple choice, checkbox, choose from a list, etc. I'm going to have this be a paragraph text, and they can tell me a little bit about their favorite animal. I make most of my questions required so the students don't skip them. If the question is required, they won't be able to complete the form, submit the form without answering all the questions. You can do multiple choice questions. And add a bunch of answers in there. And you can also choose Add Other, which would allow them to come up with their own answer if they wanted to. And there's that. Make it a required question, and click Done. I can keep on going and adding several questions. If I want to copy a question, I hover over the question, and there's a duplicate button. I can edit a question once I make it. I can get rid of it if I don't like it. I can also grab this question and move it up and down in my form in case I kind of want it in chronological order. Once I'm done, you're going to get ready to make your form live in public. I always change the confirmation page and put my little personal message in there. And maybe give a direction of what I want the kids to do. And that's all set. And you can check out what your form is going to look like by any time by clicking View Live Form. It will open up in a new window. And here's what it's going to look like when someone takes it. I went through and put some answers in, click Submit, and I'll show you where these answers land in your Google Drive. Once they click submit, this little window will pop up. They can submit another response. I always ask the kids to leave this open so kids can access the form quickly. Back here in the editing mode, I can see the responses. I just click view responses. I can also shut down responses. If I don't want responses taken at this time, I can just turn that off and on. So maybe if you want a deadline. So to view responses, just click view responses. The answers are going to land in a spreadsheet, which is going to be stored in your Google Drive. And I will show you how to save that in your Google Drive. Once it's all loaded, you will see all your answers here. Your students' responses will come into here along with a timestamp, which is nice. It's an automatic feature. If you have paragraph text or students are writing a lot and the answers aren't fitting in the boxes, click this little corner up here. It's going to highlight all of your boxes and click something called wrap text. It's going to make all the answers fit in the boxes real nice and neat. Just a nice organizational feature of that. And now this answer or question is showing up completely, and it will do the same for any responses that come in. To view your summary of responses, you can see a really nice graphs and pie charts and everything of your students' responses, which is always nice to see the percentage of responses and which students are picking, what they don't understand. And it comes up in this nice little form that you can print off and see. Back in your Google Drive page, you are going to see where the Google form is, which is the bulleted icon here, and the spreadsheet, which is the graphed icon here. What I like to do to keep these organized is I like to store these in a folder specifically for forms and responses. You can see I already have one made up here, and I would move these into that folder to keep them organized. It doesn't take very long for your Google Drive to get full of forms and documents. If you are not seeing your Google responses in your Google Drive, the spreadsheet that I just showed you, you're going to want to go to responses, and you are going to go to change response destination. In there it might say accept responses or something like that. You're going to want to click that and it will make that spreadsheet where the answers will go. Once someone fills out your spreadsheet or your form, it will make a spreadsheet automatically. But if for some reason you're not seeing it, go to responses and click create, and this will make a spreadsheet for your answers to go into. So there is a quick overview of Google Forms, how to create your basic Google form for surveys and questions. If you like this, please check out my blog at creativecornernewyork.blogspot.com and check out all my adventures. Thank you.